The unit we were selling 16 million last year. Today we are selling it at 7.8.
What's going on, guys? Kai and I went to the Gemland project in Westlands, and we had a conversation with one of the sales agents, Faith. I thought she had a lot of good insights on the Nairobi off-plan market. So we just wanted to share the conversation, and maybe you guys can pick up some insights from Faith. So my goal is just to bring you guys the information and let you come to your own conclusions. I think it's a really good idea to talk to a lot of people in the market to really understand what's going on. All right, let's get into the video.
The Gemland is where we are right now. This has 1 and 2 bedrooms. We have 21 floors. The lower section is a 6-level parking space. Okay. The units start from 4th floor. Actually, we are on 4th floor. So from 4th floor up to the 20th floor, we have standard 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Then on 20th and 21, we have duplex units. And we also have amenities at the rooftop where we have a heated swimming pool, a gym, and a common area with a barbecue place.
So if I was to ask you,
yeah, sure.
When you guys started this development, what goes fast? What is the one that the people come in there? What's the most important features or level that they want when they're like purchasing a unit here?
Basically, because most of our clients are investors, they look for the smaller units. The reason they choose the smaller units is because of the price range. Most of the 1 bedrooms, like we have different layers of 1 bedrooms. They're starting from 54 square meters to 63 square meters. Those are all different layers of the 1 bedroom. The price was starting from 6 million off plan price. That is affordable for most of our clients. And it's also easy to rent out. The rent for Westlands currently, in terms of 1 bedrooms, is starting from between 80,000 to 130. Depends also with where in Westlands. So if you're getting a unit for 6 million and you can rent it at 90,000 Kenyan shilling, that is going to give you a return in some very few years coming. That is an unfurnished. I'm talking about unfurnished units. You furnish the unit. The rate per night, you get it at between 7,000 to 8,000 per night. So the smaller units becomes easier to sell and also easier to rent. So they are the most preferred and they're very popular units. Because if you look at our 2 projects, both the projects have more 1 bedrooms than the bigger units. For Gemland, we have 5 1-bedrooms per floor. For Claremont, we have 13 units of 1 bedroom.
So the 1 bedrooms are very popular here.
These has 400 units. These has 136 units.
I see.
1 bedrooms are more. 1 bedrooms are more.
Okay.
Because they are easier to sell. The majority of them target market can afford comfortably a 1 bedroom, and it's also easier to rent out because there's demand for the 1 bedrooms as well.
Now, when you say rent out, do you mean Airbnb out, or you mean rent out just monthly basis?
Most of the people who rent the 1 bedrooms furnish the unit for B&B market, for the B&B market. So most of the tenants are subletting. So you either furnish it for B&B or you rent it on long term to somebody who is coming to sublet it. So it's both. You either furnish the unit or rent it out to a long-term tenant, right, who is also coming to do business. So it's a sublet. So it's the renting to somebody who is subletting.
If you were buying a 1-bedroom, would you rent it out on Airbnb or would you rent it unfurnished?
For me, I would go for B&B because I have a network.
Okay.
I really have a market for that kind of a setup. But if somebody is new, you're just starting off, I would suggest for the first 1 or 2 years, rent it out on long term. Try to structure the business first before you start off, because everybody is doing B&B, then you come and furnish and stuff. Because if you furnish it and you're not in the country, you'll need somebody to manage it for you. There's going to be issues of trust and everything. But if you rent it for 1 or 2 years, you're able to see, am I getting enough of what I'm expecting? Is it making sense in terms of managing the unit? Do I get that headache of having to manage it to be on the ground myself. Do I have to be there all the time? So it depends with if you're used to doing this, you can go ahead and furnish it. But if you're new to the business, structure the business first, get to learn what is expected of the business and in the market, do your research and everything, get a network first before you start off. Get the right people to work with first before you start off, because B&B business is a headache.
That's what I've been saying.
Managing it is not easy.
Right.
Yeah, the problem comes with the managing the unit. How are you going to manage the check-in, the check-out, the housekeeping, the bills, and other issues?
It's a
security
business.
issues. Sometimes you're getting that's
They have a party. Yeah. You were telling me before the demand for the one bedrooms. Could you speak to that a little bit?
What we have currently, we have a surge in terms of demand for the one bedrooms. What happened previously in Westlands, we had a different type of development where they were mostly developing big unit, residential units, 3-4 bedrooms. So Westlands right now, which has grown to a very vibrant city within a city, there's a need for the one smaller unit, because most people coming in are foreigners on business or on tour, so there's no need to stay on long term. And if you're not staying long term, you need a smaller unit. You don't need a 3-4 bedroom, you're alone or you just your friend. So the smaller unit are on demand and the supply is less. That is why you're seeing most developers have now shifted attention from where it's already supplied, because Kileleshwa, Kilimani, we already have a small unit.
Yes.
But here we have just the bigger unit, 3-4 bedrooms. So now that's why the focus is here to supply what's not available, and there's demand for that, which is the 1 and 2 bedrooms. That's why you're seeing now all the developers are here. And what we do on a daily basis, like for me, we get a lot of calls, inquiries. So some of our clients are not buyers, they are looking to rent. So we get inquiries of 1 bedrooms, and you walk around, you only have 2 projects renting at the moment.
Right.
And they are occupied. Where do you take that client? And they want Westland. So now they have to wait or go to other places, but they really wanted to be in Westlands. So the apartments that are going to be ready from around by end of this year, next year, the next year, there's enough market for that market. There's going to be market because we are getting inquiries already.
So what's the buzz about Westlands from your standpoint? You work in this market. Why is it that so many foreigners have decided to come to Westlands and pretty much change the dynamic of how you guys regularly create? You guys create for families, but now you're going to 1 bedrooms. Most of these units are going to become 1 bedrooms. What's the why? What's the buzz about Westlands, and why? Yeah, why that pretty much?
I'm looking at it in terms of development wise. This expressway, which is now ready, so accessing the airport is easier. There's also, in terms of international companies around, there are so many. Microsoft is based here, BMW is here. There are many, I can name very many that Deloitte is here.
Whirlpool, Microsoft, right?
Yeah, there's Microsoft, BMW, there's Deloitte, there's InterSwitch is also here. It's also international. So most of their staff are coming here on short-term basis. Most of them are moving and leaving their families in their native countries. So if somebody let's say it's just a dad who's moving and leaving the family in their native, they will not need a bigger house. They'll need a small house where they can manage. And companies nowadays are not giving a big budget, because you see most of these expatriate and executives, most of them they're given accommodation from their companies, and they're not willing to give a big budget of like Rwanda, Kitsuru, Karen. They want a small. They are offering a small budget, and where you can afford in the up market, where is the option? Where you get all your social amenities around. You get Westland, there are malls, there are clubs, there are shopping, all the social amenities that you might need, hospitals, international school, all accessible. And that it's safe, it's secure, it's a secure neighborhood, it's an open market, it's a place, it's a classy place. You cannot say it's a ghetto or something. It's a place where anybody, it's somewhere where you can, it's decent.
How does the UN impact the market here, especially with, they're supposed to be moving the New York office here. Have you been talking to people or hearing anything about that?
Yeah, they're supposed to move, I think, like 4 offices. At least 2.
4 offices, that's amazing.
It's between 2 or 4 offices. I'm not very sure of how many they're moving, but they're moving offices to Nairobi. Basically, the way that has impacted the real estate market is that most of them now, because you see, when you're moving to a country and it's a long-term contract, most of them are seeing investment opportunities. I've sold to some of them, so they are investing. Actually, they are buying now. They're not even just renting. Now they're buying because they're seeing an investment opportunity. Because if somebody's coming, let's say on a long-term contract of like 10 years, 15, 5, that's enough time to buy an apartment and scope your return. Then when you're moving back, you sell it out. So we're getting a lot of investment through that. Because now most of them are seeing it as a long-term. This is a plan. When you're moving to a country and you're going to stay on long-term, you're thinking, most people want to have the investment near where they are, where they can access, because it's easier to manage, and because you don't want to be in the US and you're managing something in Kenya. It's not always easy.
Right.
So for them, they're seeing it as an investment opportunity of where they can be earning an extra income. They're based here and also earning something extra. So we're getting a lot of, and also because they have that network as well, they also have ready clients for their business.
Yeah.
They are saying they'll come when maybe their friends or their colleagues visit, they can rent it out.
Yeah.
They have better network when they are based here.
Do you think it's possible for me to go to the Microsoft Oracle offices and I would like to put my apartment on your list of availability, so when you guys have people that are working on contract, they actually can look on this list and rent out my apartment for a long-term stay?
If you have that kind of a network, but it definitely works for you. I remember there was a time I was selling an apartment on Mombasa Road, and we used to go and talk to KQ members, and also we used to approach them if they're having pilots from abroad, so that we were giving them accommodation. So if you have that kind of a network whereby you're able to work with corporates, it's even easier, because like now where we were positioned it's in between it's on Mombasa Road, very near the airport. The 2 airports actually, there's Wilson and there's Jomo Kenyatta. So it was easy for the 2 airports to post their pilots on short term.
Oh wow.
At the place, because it's very accessible to
You
the
can
airport.
get right onto the expressway and then boom, you're right back at the airport.
Exactly. So if you have that kind of a network where you're able to pitch to the corporates to get that market for you, because most of their staff are on short-term stays and they're moving a lot, so they don't need to stay on long-term. They just need a furnished apartment. So if you're able to tap into that, better for you. It's very workable.
See, that's the benefits of the Westlands. This is why we're talking about, when me and Ryan have been talking about location. Sometimes location is very much king here, Now we're talking about possibly getting pilots to come over here and, stay here at our places. And that could be a deal that you could make with the Delta, with Kenya Airways or whatever. So there's a lot of possibilities here. I didn't even know about that until we started talking about it. So that's really
sure. I've seen it work before, and it's a practical idea.
Yeah.
It's workable, and if you're able to do such kind of networking, it works for you, because corporates will guarantee you payment on time.
Exactly.
And in lump sum.
Yes.
Like you get yearly rental, you're paid in advance.
So that's what I heard. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's exactly what I heard. A corporate will pay you for 2 years. They'll have a 2-year lease.
Upfront.
and it's guaranteed money. Sometimes they give it to you in lump sum, just as long as you have it available for them. So of course there's going to be exclusivity deals, but you get 2 years of lease. I mean, that's amazing,
It's
you know?
sure. That's what I was saying. Structure yourself first before you
Yeah.
get into the business. Understand the market, do research on the market, get a good structure. Are you going to target the corporate, the short-term stays where you target anybody, the party?
The party.
It's you now to decide, do you want to have a proper way of doing the business? Because that's the only way you're going to hack it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Don't just rush into it because there's more to it than just buying stuff.
Exactly. For us, we know
Yeah, you
the
know.
pros and the cons of the business because we've seen it
Right.
now and then.
And like Airbnb, like how do you get a cleaner? How do you do the check-in if you're from somewhere else?
Yes, you get somebody and your water bill for that month is
Really?
triple the rate.
Wow.
And your tokens are, it's actually on alert every day. You're like, what is this?
Well, what? They're having a water park
Take a lot of
inside.
showers over there. What's going on?
Yeah, so it's a lot at stake. It's not just because everybody else is doing it, just get
Yeah.
the business. Just get the maths right, get to the facts right.
I like that. Slow and steady wins the race, right?
I'm always curious about this because you were talking about people getting the mortgages and what's affordable. Could you talk about that? And also, what's like a middle or upper middle class salary look like here?
For normal corporates, which actually, for Kenya, we get the majority of our employers is the government and the corporate, and the pre-starters, which is either in between, some shares the government, some shares corporate. So mid and upper mid income earners, the salary range would be between 100,000 to 150, 300 upwards.
Okay.
So anybody within that range qualifies for a certain amount of mortgage. Of course, there are other criteria. I will not speak for the bank, but
Yeah.
these are criteria I'm aware of. They'll check your age, they'll check your bank statement. They'll also check mostly the age, and it's normally the age and your income. Mostly those are the major factors. They also check your employment contract. Is it long-term? Most corporates will give you a long-term employment contract where you retire by the age of 65. The government as well. So if you're qualifying for a permanent employment contract, it becomes very easy for them to finance you because now they have security through your bank slip or through your pay slip.
Right.
Yeah. So anybody earning from 100 upwards gets a mortgage, qualifies for mortgages of 3 million, 4 million, 6 million. That is somebody who can comfortably afford an apartment, who can qualify for a mortgage of that range.
Okay.
You can comfortably buy an apartment in the upper market because that's the range. You're seeing most of these apartments are selling 5 million, 6 million, 7 million. So it's easy for you to get financing through your employer or by your employer or by your bank, and you pay off the mortgage with your income coming from that apartment. Actually, most people look at it in this way. You get financing, and probably your monthly amount that you're supposed to remit to the bank on the mortgage is like, let's say like 50,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's say there's somebody I know who remits like 30,000. Their rental, their apartment is renting at 90,000. So you pay the mortgage, pay your own rent where you're staying, and you still get some money from that unit. So the unit becomes your second income, so paying off itself.
Okay.
You put a whole lot of money down because you got to finance with the loan.
Exactly. You just needed some good savings, and the culture we have here is saving through the money market. That is the culture for most people earning some. Most people in corporate, most people earning some good money. We do it as circles, so you have a savings through the fixed deposit account or the money market. So within a couple of like 2, 3, 4 years, you have a good deposit to put up as an initial deposit, because that is a must. For every development, you have to pay an initial deposit of either 10, 20 or 30%.
Right.
So most people can get the initial deposit. The challenge comes in where you're supposed to pay a monthly installment or a quarterly installment. That's
Pay it
most,
off.
yeah,
Right.
to pay it off, exactly. So that's why most people would rather get the unit financed from the balance. And for some people, like those who work for the bank, they're lucky they get your loans 100%.
Oh, wow.
So if you're lucky enough to get that, just come and do the paperwork.
So if you get
And the unit will just actually
Pay
people
for itself.
flipping houses just from a mortgage buyer. Somebody's already flipping.
Oh.
Like 5 years, somebody has already bought another unit just from the income.
And sometimes when these people buy these units, the appreciation alone, you're already making profit even before it's built.
Actually, even during the construction period, the unit we were selling 6 million last year. Today we're selling it at 7.8.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Just within 1 year. So it's so the appreciation value is quite high for the market real estate in Kenya.
For the people that are watching this, is there future opportunities? They might miss out on, Claremont. They might miss out on Gemland. Do you believe that there's future opportunities here in Westlands and beyond that can give the benefits of what we're seeing right now?
Actually, for us, development is our business, so it's a continuous process. We have earlier projects that we've done. So what we normally do is, like now at the moment, we have Gemland almost done. Claremont is picking up. We're planning on a new project really. So it's a continuous. That is what we do. You see, like when you're having a shop, you restock. So for us, this is our type. This is our way of restocking. This is almost done. This is not enough to supply out the demand that we have. So we keep
up
with the development. We develop with our surplus from our previous projects. So we don't need to get a loan from the bank. Of course, our earlier project that we started on, we could secure loans because we were just starting. There was no financial initial capital to start with.
Yeah.
But now we've already accumulated the money, the profit, the margins and everything. So now we work with our surplus. So this project will build this will build another one. That's how we continue with the business.
You brought up a good point. A lot of people are worried that they're going to invest in this, and then you guys are going to run out of money. And then at that point, their investment they're waiting for years for their investment. But what you're saying is that business is booming so well that you guys have a surplus of cash that's funding this development. So can I ask you directly, are we guaranteed to get a unit if we buy this unit? Will it be built upon schedule and everything else like that?
Actually, if you look at what's already sold, it's enough to build even without having the surplus. We've already sold, like for Gemland, we've sold more than 3/4. Actually, the units remaining are less than 20.
Oh, wow. We
already have the money. So despite having the surplus, we've already sold more than what we expected to sell.
So you might not even touch the surplus.
Exactly.
Just based off of the sales.
We're a developer who has been in the market. So we already know that we see the challenges as they come and we handle them on time to avoid that kind of a scenario. We've never had a project that was delivered late. None. All of them are handed over on time. Probably the first one might have gone 2 or 3 months late. But now when we already done this more than once, we already know what's required of us. We want to maintain a network. The reason we're able to sell this project on continuous mode is because we have a network we work with. We don't want to miss that name. Our clients are the most important people because these are the people that help us grow. Somebody bought a unit here, there's almost a 90% chance they'll get another unit at the house.
Really? Yeah, that happened to us.
So we want to maintain. So for us, it's more of a business management affair. Let us maintain this relationship because it's what, it's a network we work with. Even if they don't buy it, I get a friend, a colleague from them, a referral. So it's about the reputation that we want to maintain more than actually delivering dividends. Because that is what we work on.
Right.
We are actually, we depend on that network for the growth.
Do you think, because we get that question a lot, like, oh, what if they don't finish the project? Do you think that happened years ago, and that's why people ask that? Because I haven't encountered or seen any projects,
Especially in the West
that-
or in Lovington. We haven't seen any of that. But a lot of people are worried about that, especially when we're doing this foreign investing. So
Where do you think that question comes from all the time?
Because we have those scenarios that they happened way back. A few years back, we had developers who were not able to deliver on time, and some even were operating under a pyramid schemes, offering things that were not even there. So it has happened. People are being conned, people are being scammed. So it has happened. But what I've seen with the Chinese developers, most of them will deliver on time. And I've seen it happen not once, not twice. It's actually, like I say, it's the same answer I give. The reason we really want to maintain that business relationship is because that is when we work. That is what we work with. We have a network which we started with from our first project. We have used the same network to sell our second, third, and fourth project. So it's all about maintaining a relationship. If you mess one time, you've messed yourself. One time and the word goes around, you're done. So we want to maintain that relationship, one. And two, we have the capability to finish on time because we have the muscles in the market. We have the ability to do it on time and to deliver.
how does it feel being out that junkyard that you guys had initially were in, and now you've moved into the building itself? Because when we rolled up and they opened it up initially and we saw that
There was a comment.
it was a junkyard.
There was a comment.
It was kind of like, okay, they're selling their Westlands here,
There
right?
was a comment that got to my nerves. Somebody said, Joe, guys, is this an office or a run-down classroom?
I said,
That we moved within the same month. We had trashed this place. Actually, that is what we do all the time. We either use the yard for a few months or the construction site to set up a very temporary iron sheet, mabati, kind of an office. But it's not easy selling from such kind of.
yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Why people will not trust you? They're like, hey, these are the people we are trusting to handle our millions. It's not a good for business. It's not good for the image presentation wise because people are buying what they're seeing and they're seeing you like you're lying. Why are you staying in a rundown classroom and you're building a multi-billion house? It doesn't make sense. So trying to explain to somebody that we have to set up to a certain floor so that we set up the office and the show house. Because we have to set up an office when there's a show house. If there's no show house, what are you going to sell there?
Yeah.
It's the same as staying in the classroom.
Yeah.
So it's we've done this for a long time, so it's all right. There was a project she was selling from outside. It's a tent.
It was a tent.
Just a tent. And the first day before we set up some seats, we were sitting on stones.
Oh my goodness.
And what you guys had this like availability right there. Hey, this one's available.
You see the first day when you open the site, you've not bought the furniture and everything, the models are not even, the layouts are not even done yet. You just have the approvals from the government.
Wow.
But you've not done the materials, the marketing materials, the layouts, the structural layouts, the models, the active charts, the brochures, all the marketing materials are not ready.
Yeah.
You don't even have furniture, so you just report to work. And there's a tent and some stones, you just fit them. You go to your neighbor for washroom.